Hello dearies, welcome back to the Craft Kitchen, and to all new subscribers, of course, a really warm welcome to all of you as well. I'm really happy you're here and supporting my channel. And before we start, I am so excited. I have a shout out to Anna from Anna's Arts and Crafts. Yesterday, so on Wednesday, she released the first part of her new project video, so for her new journal. And guess what? She's been using my idea for the open spine journal I've been showing you for ABC April, for the letter O, as her base. I am, wow, so honored. So if you don't know Anna, please go and check her content. It's completely different from what I'm doing here. Well, not completely. She's doing the same, but very different. She's, yeah, almost exclusively using Tim Holtz products for making her projects. And wow, she's displaying everything. So every item of Tim Holtz designs, like, yeah, she's a maker for Tim Holtz, but she's not. And also, she's not speaking. You only hear the sound of the paper and just watch her create. So, but yeah, just watch me create is not what this channel here is all about. I am trying to explain almost everything as good as possible so you can take on my ideas. And since I'm, yeah, trying to explain why, so more from the, let's say, artistic, scientific point of view, you can use this idea for further projects and, yeah, maybe even repair things you have created that didn't work out that well, and with the knowledge of why are now able to repair or reconstruct the, let's say, mistakes. And speaking of why, so why all this stuff here on my desk? So this is my new 3-spine journal made out of tissue boxes. I didn't come that far yet because, yeah, I'm working on my lapbook project with great pleasure. Yeah, I only came as far as selecting and putting together my signatures and making some tags and, yeah, gathering our trash. Dearies, that's not trash. These all are ephemera, really precious ephemera. Well, to be exact, actually valuable ephemera, because all of this here, even this would be, all of this here are valuable resources in, yeah, almost all of Europe, because these are the bags of our coffee beans, and these bags are made of plastic. So what I won't use in my project will go to the recycling bin and actually will be recycled to become like, yeah, new packaging, or maybe glue bottles, or even the plastic for these ink pads. So yeah, well, this is cardboard, so of course this will be recycled. But for now, this is going to be the ephemera for my coffee journal. Of course it is, because, I mean, look at this. This writing here, this is, by the way, our favorite coffee. Alone this writing, this font, and then the brand has its own sigil, I guess it is. I only know the word coat of arms, but I guess this wouldn't fit here, would it? So I guess it's a sigil. And here I also found a picture of the founder of this brand. So actually this is a Victorian photo. And then we do have another brand we occasionally buy when we can't get this one. And look at this. This is a drawing of the original Käfer coffee house. On every, you will find this on every Käfer coffee package. Wow. And yeah, some cardboard. The packaging of my favorite truffles. I've been treating myself to some truffles to go with my coffee because, yeah, you know, to me coffee and chocolate go hand in hand, right? So I'm gonna be making those into embellishments for my coffee journal. So I already made 3 large tags to go in my book from my cut-offs. Yeah, I made 3 because I simply forgot that for this window there's no tag going in there from the top, but yeah, from the back of the spine. So this will be a journaling card, but yeah, I do have 3 tags now. And I also have been shopping my stash for some cards and tags and envelope cut-offs for pockets. Really nice. These are some color experiments. So I do have already some tags, some cards, some pockets. So obviously this is intended to go in here as my first tag because I just love this guy. I really want to have him here at the front. And since this is just a slide pocket, so a more or less tight pocket, I really can't put that much behind the acetate, so in the pocket. But what I can do is decorate the tab here on top. Well, for attaching these plastic pieces, I actually could use, in here is bookbinding glue, my bookbinding glue, but still this is plastic and it will come off. So I'm gonna be using my attacher, and actually this is from my mother, and what shall I say, the original tiny attacher, because I'm using those mini staples for this. Let me show you. Maybe they will remind you of something you're buying really expensive. Ooh. So yeah, these small staples. And since they are really rare, well, not expensive, I guess, the regular price, language, Tina, words, Tina, the regular price for one package of 1000 staples is about €3, and I've been paying €1. So yeah. Yeah, but since I can't get them in copper color, which I really like for vintage journals, I'm just going to color them with, where is it? There, an alcohol marker. Right. This color happens to be potato brown. I would say, well, let me show you. This is sort of a sienna brownish, maybe the tiniest bit of apricot. Well, yeah. So orangey brown. Going to color this with this color first. Also the legs of my staples. And now I'm going in with another color. This one's called Clay, and this reminds me more of sienna actually. There are your copper colored staples. Going to let this dry before I put it in here, and trying to get off the alcohol ink from my fingers. This worked quite well. I've been using hand sanitizer for this, the easy method. And of course, I know you don't have the same colors like I have. Just play around with some brown and orangey tones. Maybe you already have like this copper or rusty color. Then you don't have to mix them, right? Maybe you want to take a screenshot of this, of these numbers. There you go. Now let's finally start embellishing the text. So I want this to be the first tag in here, like so. And I want to attach something out of this here on top. And since I do have these reddish butterflies here, I want to start using by using a piece of red ephemera here. So let me get out my more red colored fabrics first. Let's see. I guess the red is not that interesting. Maybe I can find something small here. Well, this is quite nice together. Whole bean with a bit of red, but this would be an odd start for the journal, I'd say. I already cut out this one. I only have one of those because this came from another coffee bean bag from my daughter. Well, a third color. Well, that's nice. So let's see what we can make with those. So where are my scissors? So I want this here at my tag, like this. I can cut this shorter, of course. And I guess I'm going to place this word cafe somewhere more or less underneath. Like this. Oh yes. And this one, well, this would be a bit much, I'd say. Ooh, stay. Well, I will need something at the back as well, of course. So let me cut this a bit shorter here. Ooh, stay. And definitely going to keep this bit of red here. Cutting this shorter here. Then I want the tiniest bit of fabric as well. So this or this. Where's my cover? So actually this is quite some contrast to these butterflies. This is more pinkish. I will have to recolor this, definitely. So well, I'm going to use a piece of this cheesecloth. But it feels like here, behind the word cafe, I need some sort of backing. And I guess I'm going to be using this red, not this piece, but I want to test if I want to use this red for backing this word. Or if this No, this doesn't work out. No, this is too much of this red. Maybe just a piece of coffee dyed paper will do. So I pulled out this piece of an old book page, coffee dyed paper, and yeah, some offcuts from making the journal. Let's see. Oh, this is nice, but actually like the same design. Oh, I really like the polka dots on here. This actually is a design of Polka Art Studio. And I really like it. I absolutely love it, to be honest. Well, I would have to use another piece of cheesecloth, but this is just looking great. So let me glue this on. No, gluing this on is only to sort of secure it before I'm using the stapler. But before I put this on with my stapler, I even could sew around this, of course. I want to try if I can ink. If I can ink those plastic pieces, I forgot here, with VersaFine Clair. Well, it will take quite some time to dry, but I guess it's worth testing it. Doesn't look like it's going to dry at all. Well, but what I could actually do is use an alcohol marker to go around here. No, this is not going to stay on here. You know, when you put any liquid on plastic and then you already can see the droplets, you really know this won't dry at any point. So let me take away the residue. Well, most of the time it doesn't work, but sometimes it really does, so that VersaFine Clair dries on plastic. Really, sometimes it does, but yeah, not in this case. Of course not. So this is the darkest color I have, using brown. The other possibility, of course, would be using black for this. which is what I'm going to do. Oh, I really found a darker brown color, so let's see if this will work. Well, no, it won't. No, no, no. No way. And I also found blue gray. So let's see how this will turn out. Of course, I can't remove the alcohol ink with water. I'm just sort of removing what's... Oh, this is quite dark. What the actual... You know what? Red and green make brown. So I'm going to find a green pen. Deep olive green? I guess it means olive green. Let's have a look. Well, it is brown, yes. But, ooh, it is not dark enough. Or is it? Well, yeah, actually you can see it clearly. So I'm going to be using green. Yeah, going to fix this with the tiniest bit of glue. I hope it will only be the tiniest bit. There you go. Just to hold it in place here. Oh, I still want it to be sort of fluffy. So not too much glue. And for the back side, we're going to be using this piece. And I guess, no, I won't need backing for this here. Because this is just the writing spot with the tiniest bit of decoration on top. Oh, I forgot one very important thing. You will see the back side of those. Of course. So, yeah, I'm going to color them with alcohol ink. So I need this piece. So first let me glue on this round label here, only with a dot, so it doesn't fall off immediately. And on the other side there is my cheesecloth, and there, here's my cafe label. Ooh. Yes. And then this one, and I'm not going to raise this because I just want to put a staple like here, and the other one maybe about here, so I will catch the round label and the cafe label at the same time. Before this, I want to make sure nothing is moving. So let's see, I want to have one staple about here, so I catch this label and at the same time the round label. Let me flatten the legs a bit. Like so. And then I want to attach my Käfer, come on, label onto the tag and the cafe label here. And you know what? I'm going to be Placing another staple here at the edge, like so. Great, great, great. And of course you will see them on the back, but either I'm going to cover them or leave them like they are. Well, I love this side. I really love this side. Just great. I guess I want to cover those. And I guess I want to put an eyelet here. Yeah, which is behind this top label here, where I glued on, yes, the fabric, but I still can lift it the tiniest bit. Well, using an eyelet here just looks a bit lost, does it? So let's try and find something else here. Now I do have some of those fasteners here that came with this slide on tool, and you actually need this. Let me get this in there. Where is my, there. It's not like perfect most of the time because it gets stuck in here and I hate it, but I really like those fasteners, so I'm going to place one here on top. Let's see, hopefully. Like so. Oh, no! So, yes, the tiniest bit rusted, but I guess I want to add a bit more, yeah, sort of rusty look here. So we have this, and on this side we have like this. Let me loosen this up a bit. So like so. Yes. This is coming off, of course. Just glued this on, so I'm going to be using my stapler here at the edge as well. This, and flatten the back. No, I don't need to. Yes, so let's see what we created here. Oh yeah, I like it. I really like it. And on this side as well. Oh yeah, it looks just great. I love it. So then, yeah, I'm gonna be making a tab as well. But I guess you already got the idea. There you go, page tab. And for the back side, because I'm going to be gluing this onto a page, so for the back side, oh yeah, that's another piece with the butterflies. So I'm going to glue on this lined piece here. But yeah, before I'm going to do this, actually, I want to find a piece that of this plastic packaging for decorating. Oh yes. Well, this is a bit small. I really just want to use the sigil here. This is the tiniest bit bigger. Yeah. Let's see if my circle punch does like this. Maybe I even can save the writing. Yeah. I will have to get a piece of paper as well for this. There you go. Putting this behind here. And hopefully this will work. So let's see. It worked. This is great. Yes. Just look. Yep. Just somewhere here. Oh no, down here. It really looks good, right? Maybe I want the page tab to be a bit shorter. Yeah, that's better. And I also want some label here on top. So now I do have to find an order, sort of. So I'm going to attach this here first. I won't have to ink the back side of this. Let's say about here. There you go. Going to flatten the legs of the staple a bit. Actually, I like to do this always, so like so. Then I will have to glue on this part, and only then I'm going to attach the labels, because this one will be sticking out, and when I glue this on I will have to cut out afterwards. So yeah. Well, putting the glue all the way down was not really the clever thing to do. So yeah, let me remove this because I actually want to be able to use this as, yeah, a page tab later, but already decorated or sort of ready to go, if you like. So again, removing the glue down here so it doesn't close on me when I'm cutting. Like this. And yeah, I will have to put a bit more glue up here, I'd say. What you hear now is not hammering. This is my granddaughter trying to avoid to go to the bathroom for getting ready for bedtime. So she's running and running and running. It's a game they play like every evening. It's just funny. So placing this here. Is this sort of straight? I think so. Yeah. So don't glue it down here, Tina. So and now I'm somehow trying to cut this out at the back side. so the decorative paper here at the back side. And now I can place my tiny labels here. But I guess I want to color this a bit. Where do I have? There. Antique linen, I guess. This will do. So I hope this will do. I need a piece of paper underneath. Where did I put? I have no idea. So let's ink this again. Yeah, that's better. Sometimes I enjoy having like these really light and almost white labels for some accents. But in this case the background is much too dark for this, so yeah, sort of truly aged is the to-go thing here. I'm going to darken this up a bit as well, just a little bit. So there you go. Yeah, that's better. Oh, I forgot the back side again. So here we do have like this color. Do I want to? Well, actually on the back side of this I want to use vintage photo, and if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna be using walnut stain, because this is, yeah, quite grayish. I'm going to find a tiny label to put on here, because this looks really boring. But first I'm going to glue this on to finish this side of the page tab. And I really will have to wait for this to dry, but what I didn't test, let's see, how does this look? Yeah, just a bit of aging, really the tiniest bit, because underneath, the cardboard underneath is absolutely white. I was hoping it would be sort of yellowish, but no, it isn't. Walnut stain oxide. So let's use what's left on here. Oh yeah. This is really nice. Oh yeah. This I like. I was hoping to get this color underneath, so I even can grunge this up a bit more. Yes, this is quite nice. Yeah. So, and I want to find something to go on here, because actually I don't like this very much. And I cut this to size. Yep, this will fit. Yeah, and I also want to find something to go on here, and I already have an idea. Not you, not you. I just punched some stars. Oh, where are you? No. Well, oh no. No, punching one of those stars and put it on here doesn't work well. So let's see, what do we have here? Postal stamp, maybe? No, on this side. Let's see if I can find a blue butterfly. Well, I also could use one of Louise's moths. I really like them. When I put some of the fabric behind. So when I put the fabric here on top, this is, yeah, quite grayish, but when I use a piece of this card, it's getting much darker. Of course it is. And when I place my butterfly then on top of this, or my moth, excuse me, I guess this will look much better. So let me decide on a shape. I guess I'm just going to roughly cut around here, but I will have to use my sand disc here. So actually the fabric will stick because this is quite smooth. Trying to ink this. Yeah, it works. Of course it works. Do you know the feeling when you're sitting in your craft room or at your craft place, wherever, and you take a look at the clock and you just find out, well, actually, a lot of time has gone by, but I didn't do much. Well, actually, at least it feels like this because I've just decorated the top of my tag and I've made this page tab. Well, at least this is what it feels like. But in the end, I also found out which alcohol ink to use on the back sides of my plastic pieces. I found out which alcohol ink to use to age the red pieces, and also which alcohol ink to use to age the blue pieces, like this one here. And yeah, again, of course, I had to correct some silly mistakes, right? So let's find a page for the page tab. I will glue this. Oh, I know where. I have difficulties getting those middle pages split. So, of course, there will be the page tab. So let me see. I want this to be the front. Come on. Oh no. You didn't. No, you didn't. It's just very tight by now because I've glued on this piece of cardstock here. So, yeah. Going to use this here. Let's see. Oh, this is just wonderful. Yay, yay, yay. Of course, I will have to add some glue, but I can't close the pages yet because I've been using bookbinding glue and this will take some time to dry. So I will glue this on and leave my book open for now. Oh, this sort of folded in. I didn't want this to happen, but yeah. Like so. Wow. Oh, this is just beautiful. Well, yeah, making ephemera, making embellishments really takes a lot of time, like most of you might know, because not only you have first to find out the colors you are gonna be using with other mediums, but also, I mean, finding those tiny things like this number here, or deciding on which label goes on here and in which order this will go here, and like this one. Yeah, this all takes a lot of time, and really this part I absolutely don't want to rush. I hope I actually inspired you to try some other materials to use as embellishments other than paper and fabric. And of course, I hope to see you next time. This time, hopefully with a thrift haul, because tomorrow we are going to the Netherlands for thrift shopping. Yay! Well, not only thrift shopping, but also for a lovely day with lovely people on a really lovely weekly market. And guess what? We're going to buy coffee. Until then, as always, stay creative and be excellent to each other. Bye!